Welcome back. Time for our second keynote now with Hans Neff, Senior Director CTO at ZTE. We're talking symbiosis, the path to overcoming obstacles and creating new business opportunity. Hi Hans, how are you?
Fine, thanks a lot. Hope you're well too.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you so much for joining us today. The virtual floor is yours. I'll leave you for your presentation, then I'll be back with some questions at the end.
Sounds great. Good. Thanks a lot for the chance being here. It's a great honor. It's a great pleasure. And thanks to BizClip Media and Mobile Magazine giving me this chance to present here for you. I would like to dig a little bit into the symbiosis of technologies. What is at the end needed to handle what we are facing? Because we're all living in a very rapidly changing new world. And we have new requirements, new challenges, new opportunities, and honestly speaking, that happens every second. Now, the new requirements we have, being honest, are not uniform. So we have various demands from various use cases, from various applications, from various, let's say it, implementations for 2B, for 2C, from application side. So it is something which is very specific, very, let's say, tailored to the needs. The requirements are not static. They are changing over time. They are changing over use. They are changing basically rapidly and frequently. And being frank and honest, they are not singular. So one application, one use case does not have just one single requirement. So it's a set of SLAs, it's a set of parameters. It's a set of requirements summarized up, which have to be fulfilled and have to be brought up. Now, if we take a look at this, those requirements, what does it mean? It has demands. And what is the complete picture? Because if we just focus on the network, it's a part of it. But we're talking here about resources to handle. We're talking about services to provide. We're talking about businesses, new service offers, new requirements. And it would be very simplified just to say, okay, AI is one shot and makes it better. And this symbiosis is a part of what we're talking here. So the improvement of the network, the way AI is working on, because we're talking here about a kind of network AI where the resource usage, the energy consumption is improved, the service quality, the end customer service improved, new service offers are created maybe. We're talking about interacting with AI as a kind of transport media, interacting with AI as a kind of application media, where the application via vertical integration interacts with a network. And for sure, we are talking also about this AI for customer and consumer interaction to improve service processes, complaint handling. So the complete picture is complex. And you have here a set of technologies, a set of services, a set of intelligence, which has to work together. And this working together means there has to be an evolution. There has to be an evolution for the network, for the service, even for AI and the integration of applications. And this evolution has more than one dimensions. So if you talk about a network evolution, you have the connectivity services, you have voice services, you have TV services, and you can enhance the connectivity. So don't get me wrong. Let's make an end customer service more reasonable, more easy to handle, more easy to interact, and to have new SLAs, new services, and new customer groups to address finally. So having a much bigger and broader picture to handle. And this bigger, broader picture means AI, automation, convergence, symbiosis, building all together. It's not just a simple telecom application layer, which deals with terminals, radio, transport, core, platform. It becomes more. So we are talking here about virtualization and cloudification. We are talking about orchestration and automation. We are talking here about application integration. So having there really then down layers to the specific use cases for V2X, for autonomous driving, for large language model integration, for direct verbal integrations. And for sure, we are talking here about more than just the operator. It's an ecosystem with AI all over it. It's not just a simplified structure. And the aim of the game is to ensure the end customer service quality fulfillment in an efficient, sustainable, and automated way. And to do that, you have to be based on the latest technology with understanding the service and the service requirements in real time and adapting and fulfilling the service requirements in near real time to be in the highest quality for the service providing. And this all together means evolutions. The first one, and this started some years ago, we're talking about virtualization cloudification, integrating cloud native capabilities for the core network, for the virtualization network, based on containers, based on virtual machines, to be able to do an end-to-end automation and integrate basically native intelligence to the process with vertical integration, CI/CD integration, and monitoring of the KPIs. So your network has to become intelligent, virtualized, cloudified, to be able to have an agile and fully open architecture with a converged architecture, allowing basically direct integrations of vertical layers and integrations of CI/CD, AIC, and AI layers. So the way forward is then to use this cloudified infrastructure, having a fully convergent layer and having the ability to deploy required functionalities, required services on the ideal location, on the ideal service, maintaining them, understanding them in a cloud native way for all scenarios, fully automated and open. So at the end, making a symbiosis of the telco, the IT, basically AI, big data, and the service itself to optimize the service delivery in an efficient way for highest quality and highest service implementation and service quality. So basically highest end customer satisfaction. A network evolution is also ongoing in technology. 5G is placed on the market. So we have 5G launched, NSA or SA, and we can provide services on that. So massive broadband, ultra reliable, low latency, massive connectivity. So these are the key fundamental functionalities of 5G. But we're talking here about also evolution on that. So deep awareness, extreme capacity, extreme data rate, strong security, highest reliability, extreme user mobility, or ultra high density, low energy, deep coverage. And this evolution goes into the 5G advanced layers with improving perception, extending the capabilities, and enabling the new markets for that. So it is going to be a human-centric, a holistic approach for new services, enabling functionalities like SLA guarantees with less power consumption, more sustainable deployments, enhancing the mobility, and going for more than just smartphones, so IoT services, data services, and others. And those technological advances help to realize B2C, B2B, and B2X services easier, more efficient, better, combining 5G and sensing, 5G and AI, 5G and satellite for providing massive IoT services, highest speed connectivity, integrating universal intelligence, and having basically ubiquitous connectivity for all service classes. So it allows to provide a more tailored, more sophisticated, higher quality service with higher data rate, higher quality, and better enterprise adaptivity. This goes further, to be honest. And this is maybe a little bit the glimpse of a far future. So it's at the end how this, let's say, evolution might most probably continue. 5G and 5G Advanced is not AI native, but 6G is designed as an AI native service with a unified resource, a unified functional control and enforcement plane, and a unified system layer with a unified operational plane, management, intelligence, and data plane, which is trust native, knowledge native, and AI native in the base. So this evolution helps to envision a little bit where this journey goes on the technology level. A second layer of evolution we have to talk about is a network itself, and we have seen before this sample is not isolated anymore. We're talking about an ecosystem. And ecosystem means it has to deal with integration to vertical, integration to applications, integration to AI. And this vertical integration means that applications and the network itself have to work together. An initiative was raised 2021, 2022 by GSMA, Camera, and Team Forum, where at the end, Open API as a term was defined and the working process was started, where meanwhile 39 main operators contribute and 60% of the world connections are handled by those operators. And the deal is basically to enhance and, let's say it, value the network capabilities, to use the telco data to make the services more smooth, more better, to enrich the to-be services, and for sure to use higher levels of security, higher levels of trust, and the value of brand for enhancements of the services. This vertical integration goes to the fact that the, let's say it, borders of the service quality raise. In 2G, 3G, 4G, even 5G NSA, the quality borders, let's name it like this, ended on the radio and on the core network. But with this open API infrastructure and with the integration of the architectures, it allows you to have a new security border, a new slice, a new application, a new quality border. And the quality starts at the end customer and has there really his termination point on the app, on the smartphone, on the device, on the camera, whatever you use there, on the V2X, and terminates on the application, which is basically serving this app on the phone, and gives the insurance and the quality to make this service tailored to the needs, perfectly fitting. What does it mean? Quality on demand for pay TV, for gaming, for live broadcasts, for to-be business, a kind of edge resource control, like factory, robotic arms, you have there robot containers, you have there basically logistics, V2X, smart campus, security for dedicated slice, dedicated communication paths for secure communications, and for sure, logistics, campus solutions, quality affine applications with direct vertical integration. So it allows basically that the services are enriched. The services are working better with more quality, with more, let's say, service tailored to the needs. And that itself goes in line with green aspects. Why? AI is not just managing the service more efficient and improving the service management and processing, managing the resources more efficient and learning how to improve that. It is an AI-based dynamic energy analysis there. It's a process to say when which parameters are used and optimized to save energy because the resources are not needed as much. And giving also an AI perception analysis where you say, okay, how is the perceptive traffic, how is the perceptive service need for certain regions there? Because you have times of high service load, you have times of low service load, and you can with that adapt to the needs of the integration. So this AI helps to improve the efficiency and sustainability of the end-to-end, let's name it, ecosystem. It enables also solutions and sustainable solutions like the ultra-green, ultra-sufficient environment with green solar sites, fuel cell for alternative implementation of energy, and the complete energy management, which is tailored to the network and service needs of the applications used. So you produce as much energy needed for the service you have to do in a green, sufficient, and high quality way, and steer this energy production automated, AI controlled for the needs of the network. So it allows you to have there from the resource need till the network, and finally also the surrounding environment like power, to be an optimized environment ecosystem based on the service net requirements. What you have here is at the end the best network evolution. It helps based on the demands to tune the network for deployment of services, for service quality and customer experience, and to have an ideal network environment and ecosystem in a network level AI, in a service level AI, in a resource level AI, that you have one ecosystem tuned to the ideal needs and ideal service providing in highest quality and dedicated service deployment. So it allows you with this to use AI to enhance your security, enhance your core processes, and enhance your, let's say, customer management. And allow me to say, AI is not the solution for everything. AI shall be used where it is beneficial, where it helps. And beneficial means, for example, out of the service, having natural language processing, where you have here what is a subfield of AI, intercommunication for customer interaction, where you have there basically chatbots helping, analyzing, and answering service requirements and demands, or you have a client set where the operations is simplified based on them. So it's kind of machine translation function, language generations, question answering, and summarization. AI in telco helps more. So we're talking here about network monitoring and troubleshooting to be optimized, fault predictions to be optimized and perceived, dynamic resource allocation to use just those resources which are needed, or digital twin analysis to do predictions on what will happen. In security environment, we're talking about fraud detection and prevention. We are having their revenue assurance. We have usage analytics and optimization, and for sure also personal pricing and offers for dedicated customer offers, and for sure for customer handling like chatbots, churn prediction, predictive analysis, and sentiment analysis. So it's not just one use case we're talking here about. So customer experience enhancements, billing and revenue management, and network operation enhancements. We have also to differentiate a little bit as AI as a service or private AI. Why? AI as a service, you will see in the market coming up big, let's say, AI training inference providers who offer you this large language model as a service. And you will have for local deployment private AI services, which enable you to have your localized private AI infrastructure. And depending on your needs and your service structures you want to have and you want to offer to your customers finally, it differentiates which path and which way to go. Both AI services itself run on a full automation network. And here, for example, the resource, service, and business operation layers, all of them running in closed loop for holistic integrated services, highest level automation, and automatic CI/CD service integration. This all together follows basically a flow. And I'm honest with you, we are not at the end of the game. We have not reached the final destination. So you have defined various levels of automation, including AI. And those levels of automation start with assisting, with service awareness, then depth analysis, decision-making, and intent-driven full autonomous networks. Now you see the industry on 3 to 4 as a level. So there's still a way to go. But this improvement will come and will help to go forward. And the innovations are on performance, on green, on intelligence, and on empowerment. So allowing basically to have, instead of more complex sites, simplified infrastructures, instead of high power consumption, lower power consumption, more tailored to the needs. It helps you to deal with such complicated O&M and simplifies it. And it helps to simplify very complicated service requirements. So this is basically the summary, where you are having an empowerment capable for more scenarios, native intelligence on AI, less what for more, and simplest but yet powerful implementations. Thanks a lot. I hope it was an interesting session. It was a great pleasure to be here.
Hans, thank you very much indeed. Hope you can hear me clearly. I know we were having some technical problems earlier on. One question for you. One thing you said very early on was about the human-centric approach. For me, that is absolutely foundational to all of this. How critical do you feel it is that is never forgotten in almost the rush and the hurry to optimize all of these different technologies?
I think it is the key essence on which every customer interaction, service deployment, and service, let's say, fulfillment has to stand on. It never shall be forgotten that customer centricity is the center point of any service, because the customer is, and the human is, the person which is at the end the most important and the most, let's say, valuable good we have. So never to be forgotten. It is in the key, in the center, in the foundation.
Absolutely. Hans Neff, thank you so much for joining us here at Cloud and 5G Live. We are going to have to move on to our next session, but thank you so much for joining us here today.
It was a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.